Queens, take a deep breath. I know your heart aches, and your mind is spinning with questions. Why did he leave? Wasn't I enough? Could I have done something differently? These questions echo in the chambers of your heart, making you feel small, confused, and abandoned. But let me tell you something loud and clear. You are not the one who lost anything. He is. Right now, it may feel like your world has shattered, like the future you built in your head has been stolen from you. But Queens, trust me when I say this. Time will reveal the truth. Time will show you whether he was truly meant to stand by your side, or if he was merely a lesson in your journey to greatness. The pain you feel now is not your ending. It's the beginning of your transformation. And let me remind you of something essential. A queen never begs for loyalty. A queen doesn't chase someone who was too weak to see her worth. The one who truly stands with you will never make you feel like you're hard to love. He won't leave you guessing your place in his life, and he won't walk away when things get tough. But here's the catch, my queens. The only way to know if he was truly meant for you is to stay patient, to let time unfold the story, and to focus on what matters most, you. Let's talk about patience, because I know that word feels like a heavy weight on your chest right now. Waiting is hard, especially when your heart is bruised and longing for answers. But patience, my queens, is the ultimate test of strength. It's the ultimate tool of Stoicism. Patience is not about sitting around hoping for him to come back or wondering if he's thinking about you. It's about stepping into your power and understanding that what's meant for you will never pass you by. It's about trusting that time will show you everything you need to see, whether he was ever truly worthy of standing beside you. Let's get real for a moment. A man who can't handle your storm, who chooses to walk away rather than stand strong beside you, was never your king to begin with. You deserve someone who sees your worth, who values your presence, and who stays even when life gets messy. And here's the thing about time. It doesn't just reveal the truth about him. It reveals the truth about you. In time, you'll look back on this heartbreak and see it for what it really is. A stepping stone to a better, brighter, more fulfilled version of yourself. You'll realize that the man who left you wasn't strong enough to handle the depth of your love, the brilliance of your mind, or the power of your soul. And that's okay. Not everyone is built to handle a queen, but you are built to thrive, with or without him. Queens, let me remind you of this. The right man for you won't make you question your value. He won't make you feel like you're hard to love or easy to leave. The right man will stand beside you, not because he's obligated to, but because he sees the light in you and knows he'd be a fool to walk away. So why waste another second crying over someone who couldn't see what you brought to the table? Let time do its work. If he's truly meant for you, he'll show up, not with empty words, but with consistent action. And if he doesn't, consider it a gift. Time just saved you from wasting any more of your energy on someone who didn't deserve it. Now, I know it's easier said than done, but patience is a skill every queen must master. It's about leaning into your own power, trusting the universe, and focusing on yourself. This is not the time to send that late-night text or stalk his social media for clues about how he's feeling. This is not the time to break down and beg for his attention. This is your time to rise. Patience, my queens, is about silence. It's about detachment. It's about letting him feel the weight of your absence. And trust me, he will. A man who walks away from a queen doesn't just move on unscathed. Your energy, your love, and your presence are unforgettable. When you step back, when you choose silence over desperation, you force him to face himself. You force him to realize what he's lost. But more importantly, you free yourself from the chains of his indecision. This is your chance to shift your focus. Instead of waiting for him to return, start waiting on yourself. Wait for the moment you wake up and realize you don't need him to feel whole. Wait for the day you look in the mirror and see a woman who is powerful, confident, and radiant. That day is coming, my queens. But it requires patience. It requires faith. It requires you to stay the course and let time reveal whether he truly deserves to stand by your side. Here's a hard truth, queens. Love is not about grand gestures or perfect words. It's about consistency. It's about showing up every day, even when it's hard. A man who loves you will never leave you guessing. He won't disappear when things get tough or leave you wondering if you're enough. And if he did, that's your answer right there. Real love doesn't abandon you. Real love doesn't run. Time will show you whether he was ever truly yours. It will reveal whether he's the man who can stand beside you when life gets messy, or whether he was simply a lesson meant to prepare you for something greater. So, stay patient, queens. Don't chase him. Don't beg for his attention. Instead, chase your own growth. Beg for your own peace. Show up for yourself in ways you've never done before. Let time do its work. Let him wonder. Let him question. Let him see what life feels like without you. Because when you stop chasing, when you let go, and when you trust time to reveal the truth, you reclaim your power. And that, my queens, is when the magic happens. Stay patient. Stay strong. Time is on your side, and it will always reveal who truly stands with you. You are a queen, and you deserve nothing less than a king who knows it. Queens, if this message lit a fire in you, let the world know. Write these affirmations in the comments. I am patient. I am powerful. I trust my journey. Let it be your declaration to the universe that you're stepping into your power. If this video resonated with you, hit the like button so more women can find this strength and guidance. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more empowering messages like this. Together, we rise, one step, one affirmation, one victory at a time. Number 1, practice emotional detachment. Queens, let's talk about something powerful, something that might feel impossible right now, but will set you free if you master it. Emotional detachment. I know your heart feels heavy, weighed down by the emotions swirling inside you, pain, confusion, and that lingering hope that maybe he'll come back. It's natural to feel this way when someone you love chooses to walk away. But let me tell you, this is where your greatest strength lies. Practicing emotional detachment doesn't mean shutting off your feelings or pretending you don't care. It means taking back control over your emotions, separating your sense of self-worth from his actions, and trusting that time will reveal whether he's truly meant to stand with you. Right now, you might feel like your heart is on a roller coaster, climbing with hope one moment and crashing with despair the next. But ask yourself this, queens. Why give someone else the power to dictate how you feel? A man who walked away doesn't deserve to hold the strings to your emotions. Emotional detachment is your way of cutting those strings. It's about acknowledging your feelings without letting them control you. You are not defined by his choices. You are not broken because he left. Instead, you are stepping into a phase where you reclaim your inner peace, your power, and your dignity. You are not his puppet. You are a queen who chooses to stand tall, unshaken by the storm. When you practice emotional detachment, you create space for clarity. You stop reacting to every pang of hurt, every lingering memory, or every question about what went wrong. Instead, you focus on what you can control, yourself. Let me tell you something, Queens. His decision to leave was never a reflection of your worth. If he couldn't see the treasure standing in front of him, that's his blindness, not your failure. Detaching from the emotional chaos he left behind allows you to step back and see the bigger picture. Time will reveal whether he truly stands with you, but for now, your priority is standing with yourself. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care more about your peace than his absence. It means you care enough about yourself to stop chasing closure or validation from someone who couldn't give it to you in the first place. Remember, Queens, a man who is truly meant for you will never make you question your place in his life. So, why waste your precious energy trying to decode the actions of someone who left? The power of emotional detachment lies in accepting what is and releasing the need to control what will be. You don't need to beg for answers or force a connection. What's meant for you will never pass you by. Trust that time will reveal everything you need to know. The beauty of practicing emotional detachment is that it brings peace. The more you detach, the more you realize how much energy you were pouring into someone who wasn't pouring back into you. It's a hard truth, but it's a freeing one. When you stop trying to hold on to something that isn't meant for you, you make room for what truly is. Detachment is not about ignoring your pain. It's about honoring it without letting it rule your life. Feel your feelings, Queens, but don't let them consume you. Cry if you need to. Write down your thoughts. Scream into a pillow if that's what it takes. But then let it go. Let the emotions pass through you without taking root. Detachment is a practice, and with each day, it becomes easier. As you begin to master emotional detachment, you'll notice something incredible. The person who once occupied so much space in your mind starts to fade. His actions no longer hold the same power over you. You stop checking your phone for messages that never come. You stop scrolling through his social media, searching for clues about how he's feeling. Instead, you start focusing on yourself, your goals, your growth, your happiness. Detachment allows you to shift your energy from what's outside of you to what's within. And Queens, what's within you is far more valuable than anything he could ever give you. Practicing emotional detachment also forces him to confront his own actions. When you stop reacting, you take away his power. He'll begin to notice the silence, the absence of your energy, and it will leave him wondering. While he's stuck questioning whether he's lost you for good, you'll be rising, growing stronger with each passing day. Time will do the work of revealing his intentions. If he truly stands with you, he'll show up, not with empty words, but with consistent actions. And if he doesn't, you'll already be so far ahead in your own journey that his absence won't matter. Queens, emotional detachment is not just a tool. It's a declaration of your worth. It's saying, I love myself enough to let go of anyone who can't see my value. It's trusting the process, knowing that time will reveal whether he truly deserves a place in your life. In the meantime, focus on building yourself up, finding joy in your own company, and reclaiming your peace. Stay patient, Queens. Stay strong. Time is on your side, and it will show you everything you need to know. You are not defined by his absence. You are defined by your ability to rise, to let go, and to thrive. Number 2, let silence speak for you, Queens. Let's talk about silence. Not the kind of silence that feels empty and heavy, but the kind of silence that radiates strength, confidence, and self-respect. The kind of silence that sends a clear message without ever uttering a word. In the aftermath of heartbreak, when he has walked away, silence can feel like the most difficult choice. The urge to reach out, to explain yourself, or to demand answers is almost irresistible. But let me tell you something powerful. Your silence is not weakness. It is your greatest weapon. It is the tool that allows time to reveal whether he truly stands with you or if he was never meant to hold that place in your life. When you choose silence, you're not just withholding words, you're reclaiming your energy. Every time you resist the urge to text him, to call him, or to post something vague and emotional on social media, you're sending a loud and clear message to him, to the world, and most importantly, to yourself. That message is, I am enough. Silence forces him to feel the weight of your absence, to confront the void that your energy once filled. It compels him to reflect, to question, and to realize what life is like without you. And trust me, queens, he will feel it. Right now, he might think your silence means you've given up, that you've accepted defeat. Let him think that. Let him sit comfortably in his illusion. Because what he doesn't realize is that your silence isn't surrender. It's strategy. It's the quiet before the storm. While he's scrolling through his phone, wondering why he hasn't heard from you, you're out there rebuilding, transforming, and stepping into your power. Silence creates mystery, and mystery shifts the dynamic. Suddenly, the man who thought he had you all figured out finds himself questioning everything. And here's the beauty of it. Silence isn't about punishing him or playing games. It's about taking back your control. When you stop reacting, you break free from the cycle of seeking his validation. You stop giving him the satisfaction of knowing he still has a hold over your emotions. Instead, you shift the focus back to yourself, where it belongs. Your silence becomes a mirror, reflecting his own choices back at him. He has no distractions, no excuses, no words to hide behind, just the stark reality of what he's lost. Queens, I know this isn't easy. Silence can feel lonely. It can feel like an uphill battle against your own heart. But every moment you hold back from reaching out is a moment of growth. It's a step closer to becoming the woman you're meant to be. The woman who doesn't beg for attention, who doesn't chase after love, and who doesn't settle for anything less than she deserves. Your silence is your shield, your boundary, your declaration that you are no longer willing to give your energy to someone who walked away from it. Picture this. He's sitting there, confident that you'll break the silence first. Maybe he even sends a casual text, testing the waters, expecting the old version of you to respond immediately. But this time, you don't. You leave it unanswered, letting your silence speak louder than any words ever could. And as the hours turn into days, he starts to wonder. Did he underestimate you? Has he truly lost you? That uncertainty will gnaw at him, forcing him to confront the consequences of his actions. But by the time he realizes what he's lost, you'll have already risen so far that his regret will be too little, too late. Silence doesn't just affect him, it transforms you. It gives you the space to heal, to reflect, and to rediscover your own worth. It's in the quiet moments that you realize you don't need his validation or his presence to feel whole. You start to see that your happiness was never tied to him. It was always within you. Silence allows you to rebuild your confidence, to refocus your energy, and to thrive on your own terms. So, queens, let your silence speak. Let it scream your strength, your resilience, and your unshakable worth. Stay patient and trust that time will reveal the truth. If he truly stands with you, he will rise to meet you. And if he doesn't, then you'll have all the proof you need to walk away with your head held high, knowing you didn't lose anything. You gained yourself. Write this affirmation in the comments, queens. My silence is my power. I trust time to reveal the truth. Let it be your mantra, your reminder that you are in control of your narrative. If this message resonated with you, hit that like button so more women can find their strength through this community. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more empowering content, because together we rise, one silent, powerful step at a time. Number 3, invest in self-growth, queens. Let's talk about the most powerful act of patience you can practice, investing in your own self-growth. When someone walks away, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking you need to chase them or prove your worth to them. But here's the truth. The most convincing proof of your value doesn't come from words, pleas, or tears. It comes from your transformation. The greatest way to see if he truly stands with you is not by waiting for his return, but by becoming so strong, so radiant, and so complete within yourself that his absence feels irrelevant. That's when time will reveal everything. Right now, your heart may ache, and the thought of focusing on yourself might feel overwhelming. You may be wondering how you can thrive when all you feel is pain. But queens, the pain you're feeling isn't the end. It's the beginning of something extraordinary. That heartbreak? It's fuel. Every tear you've cried is a seed being planted, and when you water it with self-growth, it blooms into something magnificent, the woman you're destined to become. This isn't about him anymore. It's about you. It's about turning this pain into a masterpiece. Not for his validation, but for your own liberation. Think of this as your time to step into your power. While he may be off living his life, thinking he left you behind, what he doesn't realize is that you're not broken. You're building. You're rebuilding a version of yourself that doesn't just survive, but thrives in ways that will one day make him wonder how he ever underestimated you. But here's the beauty of it all. By the time he notices, you'll be so far ahead that his opinion will no longer matter. This transformation isn't for him, it's for you. And it's about showing yourself that you are capable of greatness, with or without anyone else standing by your side. When you invest in your self-growth, you're making a declaration to the universe. I will not stay in this pain. I will not stay small. I will rise. Start by doing the things you've always wanted to do, but held back because of him or your circumstances. Sign up for that course, take that trip, or dive into that hobby you've been putting off. Hit the gym, not to get revenge, but to feel your own strength. Every step you take, every goal you chase, and every new experience you embrace is a statement that you are choosing yourself. And queens, let me tell you, there is no greater power than a woman who chooses herself. This journey of self-growth isn't just about action, it's about mindset. It's about shifting the narrative in your head from "I wasn't enough for him" to "I am enough for myself." It's about reframing your pain as a lesson, not a punishment. You have to believe that everything happening right now is preparing you for something greater, something more aligned with your true worth. Remember, time is your ally, and it will always reveal who is truly meant to walk this path with you. But you must trust the process and keep building, even when it feels slow or difficult. Every moment you invest in yourself is a step closer to becoming the woman who no longer waits for others to validate her. Imagine this. 6 months from now, you look back at this moment and hardly recognize the version of yourself who felt small, broken, or unsure. Instead, you see a queen who stood tall, who used her pain as a stepping stone to her power, and who no longer chases anyone. The man who left, he'll see it too, and trust me, he'll feel the regret. But by then, queens, his regret will be nothing more than background noise in your symphony of success. That's the beauty of self-growth. It shifts the focus back to you and reminds you that you are the main character in your story, not a side note in his. So take this time to love yourself in ways you never have before. Take care of your body, nurture your mind, and feed your soul with everything that inspires you to grow. The life you build during this period of patience will serve as undeniable proof that you don't need anyone to complete you. You are already whole. And queens, when you truly believe that, the right people will align with your energy. Whether he's one of them or not, time will tell. But by then, you'll be so fulfilled that the answer won't make or break you. Now, let's affirm this truth together. Say this with me. I am growing, I am thriving, and I am unstoppable. Write it in the comments below as a reminder of the strength you hold and the incredible woman you are becoming. Every time you write or say these words, you're reinforcing your power and turning your transformation into reality. If this message resonated with you, hit that like button so more women can find this inspiration and rise alongside you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more messages of empowerment, because together we are unstoppable. Keep rising, queens. Your growth is your crown. Number 4, surround yourself with positivity. Surrounding yourself with positivity is not just a step. It's a necessity when you're navigating the uncertain terrain of heartbreak and patience. Queens, when someone leaves your life, the void they create can feel overwhelming. But this emptiness is your opportunity to rebuild. It's your chance to surround yourself with the kind of energy that uplifts you, empowers you, and reminds you of the queen you are. While time works to reveal the truth about whether he truly stands with you, your focus should be on creating an environment that helps you heal, thrive, and grow. Positivity isn't just about the people around you. It's about everything you allow into your life. Your thoughts, your actions, your daily habits. When you're patient, waiting for clarity, it's easy to fall into negative cycles of overthinking, replaying conversations, and second-guessing your worth. But negativity breeds doubt, and doubt is the enemy of patience. To remain strong and steadfast, you must consciously invite positivity into every corner of your life. This means seeking out people, experiences, and habits that make you feel stronger, more confident, and more whole. The people you surround yourself with during this time are critical. True friends and family who see your worth will never let you stay in a place of self-doubt for long. These are the people who remind you of your light when you can't see it yourself, who lift you higher when the weight of heartbreak feels too heavy. Lean into their love, their words of encouragement, and their unwavering support. But also remember, queens, to choose these connections wisely. Not everyone deserves access to your vulnerable heart. Surround yourself with those who celebrate your growth, not those who feed your insecurities. The energy you allow in has the power to shape your healing. But positivity isn't just external. It starts with you. You cannot rely solely on others to lift you up. You must also learn to lift yourself. Every morning, begin with gratitude. Focus on what you have, not what you feel you've lost. Celebrate small wins, even if it's just getting out of bed with a little more strength than the day before. Speak to yourself with kindness. Remember, you are not defined by his choice to leave. You are defined by the courage you show in rebuilding yourself. Time will reveal whether he is worthy of you, but your focus must remain on proving to yourself that you are worthy of joy, of love, of a life that radiates positivity. This journey is also about eliminating what no longer serves you. Let go of the voices in your head that tell you you're not enough. Silence the doubts that whisper you could have done more to keep him. Stop replaying old memories that make you question your worth. These thoughts do nothing but drain your power. Replace them with affirmations of strength and gratitude. Say to yourself every day, I am whole, I am worthy, I am enough. Fill your mind with positivity, and your spirit will follow. Queens, surrounding yourself with positivity also means creating moments of joy, even when it feels difficult. Go outside and feel the sun on your skin. Play music that makes you want to dance. Read books that inspire you, that remind you of your strength and resilience. Spend time with people who make you laugh until your sides ache. Life doesn't stop because he left, and your joy doesn't have to either. These small acts of self-love and positivity will remind you that your happiness is yours to create, not something that relies on anyone else. When you begin to thrive in positivity, you'll notice something extraordinary. The pain will start to shift. The waiting won't feel as heavy. And slowly but surely, you'll realize that whether he comes back or not doesn't define your story. You are the writer of your own narrative, and your story is one of strength, patience, and grace. Time will reveal the truth about him, whether he's the kind of man who deserves to stand beside you or just a lesson meant to prepare you for someone greater. But in the meantime, you'll be too busy growing, healing, and glowing to sit around waiting for answers. Remember, Queens, you are not powerless. You are not waiting for someone to complete you. You are building a life so radiant, so full of love and positivity, that it becomes a magnet for everything you deserve. And when he sees you thriving, when he sees the strength and beauty of your spirit, he'll realize what he walked away from. But by then, the question won't be whether he stands with you. It will be whether you even want him back. Say this affirmation with me and write it in the comments below. I choose positivity, I choose peace, and I trust the timing of my life. Let this be your guiding light, your daily reminder that you are in control of your journey. If this message resonated with you, give this video a like so it can reach more queens who need this strength. Number 5. Master the art of patience. Queens, let's talk about patience, the art of staying calm and grounded when everything in you wants to scream, act, and demand answers. I know what you're feeling. The confusion, the hurt, the endless questions eating away at you. Why did he leave? Did he ever really care? Is there still hope? These questions pull you in 1,000 directions, but I'm here to tell you that patience is your most powerful ally right now. It's the key to unlocking clarity, reclaiming your peace, and allowing time to reveal the truth about who he really is and what he truly stands for. Patience isn't about passively waiting or doing nothing. It's about active trust. It's about understanding that not everything needs an immediate resolution. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is step back, breathe, and let life unfold naturally. You don't need to chase answers or force clarity, because the truth always comes out in time. If he truly stands with you, if his love was ever real, you won't have to beg for it, Queens. It will reveal itself through his actions, not his words. But let's be honest, being patient is hard. It's so tempting to text him, to check his social media, to find some way to fill the silence he left behind. That silence can feel unbearable, like a weight pressing on your chest. But here's the thing, that silence is not your enemy. It's your power. When you resist the urge to react, when you sit with your emotions instead of acting on them, you're reclaiming control. You're saying, I am strong enough to wait for the truth. I don't need to force anything that isn't meant for me. And that strength, Queens, is what sets you apart. Every time you hold back from reaching out, Every time you resist the temptation to seek answers, you're building your patience muscle. You're teaching yourself that you're not at the mercy of your emotions. You're the master of them. And that mastery, it's magnetic, it's powerful. It's what will show him and the world that you're a queen who doesn't settle for crumbs. A queen who doesn't need validation to feel worthy. Patience also means focusing on what you can control, and that, my queens, is yourself. Stop waiting for his attention and start giving that attention to yourself. Take care of your mind, your body, your soul. Pursue your passions, dive into your hobbies, and invest in your growth. When you redirect your energy inward, you're not just passing time, you're transforming. You're becoming a woman so radiant, so fulfilled, that whether or not he comes back becomes secondary. You're no longer waiting for him to see your worth because you already know it. Let me remind you, queens, time is your greatest truth teller. It reveals intentions, exposes lies, and uncovers what's real. The man who truly stands with you will show it, not just through big gestures, but through consistent actions over time. And if he doesn't, if he fades away or proves unworthy of your love, then time has done you the ultimate favor. It's freed you from someone who was never meant to walk beside you. Either way, patience works in your favor. It's never wasted. Patience also forces him to face himself. When you don't chase, when you don't beg for his attention, he's left alone with his thoughts, his actions, and the consequences of his choices. That space you create isn't just for you. It's for him to realize what he's lost. And queens, let me tell you, that realization will hit him harder than any words ever could. But here's the thing, you're not waiting around for his regret. You're waiting for your own strength to blossom, for your own confidence to solidify, for your own peace to become unshakable. This journey of patience isn't easy. It's going to test you. There will be days when you feel like giving in, when you're tempted to break the silence. But remember this, every moment you choose patience over reaction, you're choosing power over weakness. You're choosing growth over desperation. You're choosing yourself over someone who couldn't see your worth. So, queens, stay patient. Let time do its work. Trust that what's meant for you will find its way to you, and what isn't will fall away. Say this affirmation with me. I trust the timing of my life. I am patient, I am strong, and I am worthy of the love I deserve. Write it in the comments below and make it your mantra. Let it remind you of your power every single day. If this message inspired you, like this video so more queens can hear it and find their strength. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more empowering content to help you rise and thrive. Remember, patience isn't just waiting, it's trusting. And queens, you are worth every moment of that trust. Stay patient, stay powerful, and let the truth reveal itself. Number 6, live a life that reflects your value. Queens, let me remind you of something that's easy to forget in moments of heartbreak. Your value doesn't decrease just because someone else couldn't see it. The truth is, you were never too much. They were just too little. A man who truly stands with you will never make you feel like you need to shrink yourself to fit into his world. If he walked away, that's not a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of his inability to recognize it. So now, it's time to do what queens do best. Rise, rebuild, and live a life that shines so brightly, even time itself has no choice but to honor your journey. Living a life that reflects your value is not about proving anything to him. It's about proving everything to yourself. This is your time to reclaim the energy you poured into someone who didn't deserve it, and redirect it toward building a world that reflects your inner power. Every choice you make, every step you take from this moment forward is about aligning with the queen you are meant to be. Stop waiting for validation. Stop hoping he'll notice your absence, and start creating a life so fulfilling that whether or not he ever stands with you becomes irrelevant. There's a simple truth in Stoicism, queens. Your strength comes not from what happens to you, but from how you respond to it. This isn't the time to sit in the shadows of self-pity, wondering if he's thinking about you. This is the time to step into the spotlight of your own life. Your life is yours to shape, and every day is an opportunity to design it in a way that reflects your strength, your joy, and your unshakable self-respect. This isn't about revenge or showing him what he lost. It's about showing yourself everything you've gained by letting go of someone who couldn't hold your worth. Picture this. You wake up every morning with a sense of purpose. You're no longer obsessing over the past or worrying about whether he'll come back. Instead, you're focused on building a version of yourself that makes you proud. You're trying new things, exploring new opportunities, and creating moments that fill your heart with happiness. Whether it's traveling to places you've always dreamed of, excelling in your career, or simply finding peace in your own company, you're making choices that honor your value. And as you do, you'll find something magical happens. Your energy changes. You radiate confidence, self-love, and resilience, and that energy is magnetic. When you live a life that reflects your value, you also start to attract the right kind of people into your orbit. People who see your light and want to be part of your journey, not because they need something from you, but because they're inspired by the strength you embody. And if he ever crosses paths with you again, he won't just see the woman he left behind. He'll see someone unrecognizable, someone stronger, wiser, and more radiant than he could have ever imagined. But by then, queens, you won't be looking for his recognition. You'll already know your worth, and that's the ultimate power. Living a life that reflects your value requires patience. You're not rushing to find a replacement for what you lost, because deep down, you understand that nothing true ever comes from desperation. You're choosing to let time do its work, trusting that what's meant for you will find you, and when it does, it will align with the life you've built, not disrupt it. Patience is your superpower, and in the meantime, you're busy thriving. Every time you invest in yourself, every time you choose your own happiness over the need for external validation, you're showing the universe that you know exactly what you deserve, and you won't settle for anything less. Remember, queens, you don't need to chase love. The right love will find you when you're busy living in alignment with your own worth. You are the standard, the prize, the queen. The moment you stop seeking approval from others and start living a life that reflects your value, everything changes. You become untouchable. You become unstoppable. And that, my queens, is where true freedom lies. Say this with me. I live a life that reflects my value. Write it in the comments as your declaration to the world and yourself. Let it remind you every day that your worth isn't defined by anyone else's inability to see it. If this message empowered you, like the video to spread this strength to more women, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more guidance on owning your power and living as the queen you are. Together, we rise.